Creators Freedom Project is excited to be working with Parachute Musical, the Nashville, Tennessee-based indie pop rock band. Over the next 18 months, the project will be working with a panel of advisors to prescribe tools and strategies to help the band engage their fans, find new streams of revenue, and maximize margins at performances. So, who is Parachute Musical?
I'm Tom, and I play guitar in Parachute Musical.
I'm Josh, and I play piano and sing in Parachute
Wait, are we
Musical.
keeping this?
I'm Andrew, and I play bass in Parachute Musical.
Not that that
I
matters.
sing all background vocals too.
Hello, I am Ben, and I play drums in Parachute Musical.
So what kind of music does Parachute Musical play?
Indie pop rock, piano fronted, aggressive Billy Joel.
Well, you said it.
Katy
You
Perry.
said it, Katy Perry. It's independent pop rock out of Nashville, Tennessee.
It's melodic and rhythmic.
And unique.
It's $9.99 at cdbaby.com.
Who are your influences?
Founding fathers, influentially, would probably be, I don't know, like Muse or Say Anything, or I really love Rufus Wainwright a lot. I will always, Rufus, always love you.
Well, I'm wearing a Slayer shirt, so that's kind of self-explanatory. Elliott Smith. You go.
First thing
Whatever, dude, I introduced you to Elliott Smith, so I can say
Oh
that.
lordy.
I'm going to claim XTC because I introduced everyone to XTC.
I'm going to claim back Elliott Smith in my heart. So take it out of there, Dungeons and Dragons.
Andrew likes Sting.
I am a huge Police fan and Sting, and I also really love Phil Collins. I love Burt Bacharach, and I love like Katy Perry and Kesha right now. I am somebody that is a fan of producers a lot of times, even
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like we
rival
all are.
artists for me sometimes.
Can you tell us a little about your album history?
First record was recorded at the college I went to. Most of it, and some of it was at Q. That was with Tom and Ben. It was just self-titled record that we released ourselves. We made them ourselves and everything. I mean, it was very low budget.
And then we moved away, so there's a big time lapse.
We released that record in DC and then came down here, and that was when we met Derek Garton, who produced our last full length, Everything's Working Out Fine in Some Town, and our last single, No Comfort, which features No Comfort and Drop Me a Line on it. Full length was kind of like that once in a lifetime record. We had Derek, who had so graciously given of his time. We just kind of wanted to just go all out and put our stamp on Nashville like right away with a new record, just a really big endeavor. The first song is, I think it's like 16 string players overdubbed
In a living room.
in a living room over, I don't know, 30 times. There's a percussion section, a wind section, a horn section. And
But that record took well over a year to make. It was such a big undertaking that we wanted to take the proper amount of time to spend on things.
Making that record was a good learning experience too, because we will not spend a year making a record again. I think even if we were given that time and had all the time in the world, weren't preoccupied with other life stuff, we wouldn't even want to do that. Creatively, it's not the best route.
It's clear that you've been concentrating a little more on branding, and you kind of stick with primary colors. How did that come about?
Started off actually as the lights, to be
picture
honest.
frames.
And I came up with the light idea first, and then we were talking about clothes, and then I think we just combined it. The colors and the lights came pretty soon. It was Next Big Nashville 2007. We went to every event wearing our colors, and all of a sudden it was, here we are everywhere, looking this way, being these people, to the point where our shirts smelled horrible by the end of the event. But that was the idea, that was the show that released this scheme.
It turned into something more than that as went along and kind of had a little brand to it. I think now we're kind of searching for, with the new release and new songs, but we want to find a way to like enhance and
Something extra for people to talk about.
Something that can grow with us and handle us at every level of our career, and something that is consistent.
For people that don't know your music, they can easily come to your website and click on free music and sample it all. How did you come to that?
Well, we're largely an unknown band, and if people hear about us and are interested enough, we want to give them something that, to just give them a sampling of what we're like, and hopefully get them excited enough about us to want to come to a show or buy an album. And
It's, like you're not going to you're going to sacrifice like a 99 cents on iTunes or, you know, whatever we have, however many songs we have on Bandcamp for free. We're going to sacrifice that little amount of money for someone who potentially could have been interested in us. It's like a no-brainer. It is a little bit difficult because you stay in the studio and you work so hard and you go on tour and you end up with no money because you reinvest the money, and it's difficult to say, okay, we're going to give this away for free. It's like, no, this is worth something, but it's the tangible is not a dollar bill. I think the tangible is the
True fan.
True fan.
Yeah.
Someone who ends up, out of the 100 people that listen to you, the one person who is just it speaks to them. They love it. They will always be your fan. They will always come to shows. They will always support you any way that they financially can. You know, with this Kickstarter campaign, this nice guy from the UK is just, he was one of the first really huge donations we have. It was $500. We have never met this guy. He just found us and really enjoyed it, and I think had we not had some free music up, he might not have taken the chance.
I think it's a necessary part of being competitive too.
A lot of our touring success has come directly from engaging with people. Just after we perform, just talking to people and hanging out.
Staying in
Not
the
going
house.
straight to the van, you know. Like,
Yeah.
That has,
You wake up in the morning, friend request.
in a way, yeah.
So some of that has changed, like in the way that it used to be with the music industry. It was very veiled in mystery about the artist, and you could only like there was very restricted access to any artist, and certain magazines or MTV or whatever could get it, and you're always chasing after the artist, waiting at the end of the show for them to come out and see them for a second, go to their bus or whatever have you. And now you have big people like Imogen Heap and things like that who are very involved with their fans and have that access that they give them all the time because they have that access all the time. I think that's definitely a tool that a lot of major artists use now.
But I think it's part of being true to who you are and part of your brand. It's like the band Tool, for example, like they, for the most part, don't give interviews and they're very mysterious and that's their thing. But like us being true to ourselves, like we kind of have to engage with people. Like that's part of our personality. We like talking to people, so we wouldn't like ever not do that.
What's the coolest thing that a true fan or super fan has ever done?
very
Designed
first fan.
designed some Toms, the shoes Toms. The artwork was based off the Everything Was Working Out Fine album, and they were just totally themed off that, and they were super colorful and badass.
I think obviously like the coolest thing that fans have done is just supported the Kickstarter. We were very worried about that initially, like what do we set our number at? Set it at 10,000 and hit that goal before I think 2.5 weeks was up. Tom was emailing me like, this person is pledged, this person is pledged, and like seeing that in my inbox every day was not only like so exciting, but just was like
Amazing.
a little like emotionally overwhelming to see like not only hard work pay off, but that people actually give a shit.
People would be like, "Are you excited?" And I'd be like, I can't even." It's just like a humbling thing. It's just,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
And there was a woman in Charleston who donated $2,500. She now gets to have the opportunity to send her daughter to the studio that we're going to make this record in for a day and see just how stressed out we'll be. And like, she funded a huge part of this record.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never, ever, ever forget that. And everyone who's donated, it's just like a huge deal to me.
Beyond Kickstarter, I mean, like we have so many people meet up with us early, or take us out to eat if they want, or I mean, they do so many nice things, write us cards and things like that. It means a lot to us. It shows us that they care.
We're always setting a goal and trying to attain it however we can.
There's not one way to do it, obviously.
It's always a bunch of small achievable goals. It's a ladder that at least you can see the rungs in front of you.
Forget the record deal. Let's just find a group of people who get passionate about doing this, who can make money also, can make us money, and are good at that thing that we aren't really good at. A fifth person threw out ideas that we've never thought of that has more information about X, Y, and Z than we do, and like, trying to grow an internet base beyond what we already have. That's really exciting to me because, we have gotten ourselves this far. How far can that take us?